Welcome to Your Studio Podcast, sharing strategies for studio owners. Chantelle and Michelle Hunter are co-CEOs of Studio Evolution, an online global community for studio owners who run dance, music, acting, visual arts, yoga, Pilates, even woodworking businesses. Over the last decade, they have transformed the lives of thousands of studio owners, helping them to create wildly successful and profitable studios, giving studio owners the life of their dreams. So welcome home, grab a cuppa, let's get started.
Hello friends, it's Michelle and Chantelle here from Studio Evolution, and it's that time of year again when we open the doors to our flagship program, Studio Evolution. And we have some big announcements in regards to our program this year, don't we, Chantelle?
Ooh, yeah.
Let's get ready for it. Well, I think we've gone a bit bonkers. I think the Bali sun has made us crazy because this intake, we are completely waiving the enrollment registration fee. So you actually, if you want to join the program, you can just get started instantly. And that enrollment registration fee is waived, which is bonus number one. But one of the most amazing things that we're bringing in is we are really putting our money where our mouth is, and we are bringing in a 12-month money-back guarantee. So if you enroll into Studio Evolution and, you work with us in setting up all your systems and your operations and follow the projects and upload them as we guide you through with your accountability and your mentor, and you do not see any results or positive changes in your studio, we will refund your tuition from the first 12 months. We must have gone crazy, Chantelle.
Game changing. But
Game-changing.
that's how much we believe in that's how much we're seeing. We have that confidence in the data and the performance and the results of our clients. We know we deliver. And so we're not shy to kind of make it a no-brainer for you to come and get the benefit of our program from joining. But that's not all, because we wanted to make it even more exciting for you to come and join us in Studio Evolution. So not only are we waiving enrollment registration fee just for this next intake, we're also doing 100% money back guarantee. We're also going to be now expanding our offerings. We're going to train your whole team. So multiple times per year, we're going to invite everyone on your studio team, all of your teachers, all of your admin team to attend trainings with us. And I'm going to be training your team. I'm going to be teaching them exactly what I want your team to understand about retention. I'm going to be training your team exactly what I want to know and how to deliver the experience that we have the intention to. So I'm going to be working with your team. My mentors are going to be working with your team, and we're going to come and up-level the entire business from grassroots up. We've never done this before. We are pumped to be able to do it, and we can't wait for you to experience it too. But we have one more thing I wanted to share with you as well. So we run online retreats 3 times per year in Studio Evolution, and these are 5 days. They are incredibly immersive. We send you a huge box of goodies and resources, but we're adding in a whole nother inclusion into Studio Evolution at no price change. And this is radical, my friends. We're going to be inviting you to attend a 3-day in-person retreat, also inclusive within your tuition. So you can not only come and have all the benefit of the online retreats, come and work with us in person, because there's no greater transformation than when you come into a room and we get to look you in the eye and see that and unlock the magic of what needs to change in your strategy and your growth. So that's now included. So we've got free waived enrollment registration fee. We've got a 100% money back guarantee. We're going to be training your whole team, and we're also including a 3-day in-person retreat for you to come and attend with us. Best ever bonus package of Studio Evolution ever. The time is ready for you to join us. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's right, Chantelle. So if you are interested, head to studioevolution.com/begin and we will help you get started. But let's jump into today's podcast. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Your Studio Podcast with Michelle Hunter and...
Hi, I'm Chantelle Bruinsma, and we are just in a happy, happy place today. We've just got back from Bali, where we were running our event called Horizon House. And this is something we do every year, and I think that we are officially the luckiest people in the world. A lot of our friends have a great deal of envy towards us because we get to do this, right?
100%. I think the amount of messenger DMs and texts I received, you're there for work. I could feel the tone through the internet.
Because, someone just has to take 13 unbelievable humans on an international trip to a luxury destination and spend 5 days with them doing, talking about their strategy whilst on a daybed or in the pool. I mean, someone's got to do it, and it may as well be us, I say.
May as well be two besties just hanging out. And it's so fascinating because a lot of people that I know and even in our community say, so what do you do? And it's so hard to articulate this unbelievable experience we bring them through. And even I heard some of the members who came with us recently and just said, I can't put it into words, but it truly has been life-changing, not only personally, but already for my business. And I've only been back for 1 week.
Yeah. Well, because studio owners run so fast. They are running so fast. Every day is jam-packed with micro decisions of make sure I've done that and responded to that email and kind of reached out to that person and prep for this lesson. There is no spaciousness. There's no white space from which to kind of zoom out and make the big decisions in the business. And so we really designed Horizon House experiences to, first of all, kind of have a shit ton of fun because we think that that's the fastest way to relax. Is if we have a lot of fun. So the first day of Horizon House is always these unbelievable experiences you would never have in day-to-day life, and that we don't even tell them what they're going to do properly, and we just take them somewhere ridiculous. Do you want to tell them about Bambu Indah?
Well, it actually just got released in Times Magazine, I think this morning or last night, about being one of the top destination spots in the world. And Bambu Indah is actually situated in Ubud, up in the hills of Indonesia and Bali. And it's Nick, our operations manager, who I have to give a shout out to because we gave her the brief, and my friend, she delivered. And Bambu Indah, think of it as a private, exclusive, it's very hard to get into, paradise / day club / natural springs / eco centre, and kind of restorative, immersive nature experience. Is that have I kind of even?
It's like paradise.
It's literally
paradise.
Paradise.
They've got everything's made out of bamboo, pretty much. So all of the architecture, all of the kind of buildings, and then you're having this incredible 5-star luxury, beautiful meals overlooking natural fed springs. So they've got these little pools where the water's dripping out of the mountain, and they've got these giant bamboo swings that just kind of float over these pools, and you're overlooking this kind of rushing river, immersed in a jungle.
In a jungle, but in a jungle. And then there's candles through the rapid river, and then they've got these floating pods that are suspended over the rapid rivers where they serve you lunch. It was really, and that's what it is. It's taking you out of the ordinary into something extraordinary. And Chantelle, when as we were walking into there and, as we were making our way, because it was a bit of an entrance and a bit of a walk in, you literally saw people just get transported into a different state of mind. It was so magical.
To have that feeling of wonder and of abundance and possibility. I was so deeply moved by it when I went to Necker Island back in 2019 with Richard Branson and we were the first ever group of female entrepreneurs who actually went to Necker Island. And you step into this place where anything is possible, and you're just in this environment of abundance. And when you spend time in a place that is just, yes, what do you want? Everything is available to you. You just have to ask.
Yeah.
And so we rent these houses for Horizon House that are just next level. They are, unbelievable luxury properties, and the members stay there in the house. And when you get to stay in this luxury property with this unbelievable view, and you're having these elevated conversations, it's like we pull back and remove all of the resistance and all of the kind of pressure of day-to-day life, and actually just kind of are able to see through to the magical spot of oh, this is next for you, and to walk away with that clarity. And it's been remarkable seeing the shift in people who came to Horizon House just 2 weeks ago and what's already transpired in their lives.
Just momentum leaps. And I think that's really the secret. When, as a studio owner, you have to think of everything, and we're very intentional in our experience for our Horizon House. We don't want you to think of a thing. You want a coffee, you want 2 coffees at 11 a.m. in the morning, you got
Michelle
it.
Does.
Yeah,
Michelle does. In fact, she wants 2 coffees at 8 o'clock. Actually, 6:30 a.m.
6:30. As soon as I wake up,
o'clock.
came out of my hotel. Shannon, I need 2 coffees.
And she's there, Michelle's there with like a Bali coffee. And then she's got her little guinea latte. You've never seen her happier when she's like double parked with 2 coffees.
It was my idea of heaven. But it was actually really beautiful, Chantelle, to serve these studio owners in that way. Like not only do, we got to bring them so much strategy, which I know we're going to go through in a minute, but just to actually see them enter that next stage of relaxation. And I love that. I remember the first welcome night party, we had this, hang on, I'll just digress. We had this amazing Coachella welcome party and
super fun.
It was just magical. And we had some real local cultural dancing experience for the members. And then they were like, what's on tomorrow? They were like ready to go. And Chantel's like, nothing. I'm just going to take you to a place which I'm going to, just totally get you to let go. And it is everything to the start of that trip.
Yeah. And again, huge thanks to Nick for organising it. Nick came with us and Nick knows Bali really well and it was just such a joy to have her there. Because even the idea, I think for a lot of studio owners, one of the reasons we're doing this is to kind of really break this construct that we seem to have adopted as an industry, like studio owners don't make a lot of money. And, you go to a party and you say like, oh, I run a studio, like, oh, that's so fun. What a lovely passion. What's your real job? How lovely to have a hobby. Oh, it's so cute. It's like, screw you. But like that whole feeling of my business is kind of just this side project versus no, the studio business can be incredibly lucrative. It can be incredibly successful. And we've got clients, flying business class to come meet us in international destinations to come to these retreats. It's possible. And, they've been through our programs. Their businesses are now incredibly stable and successful. There is some kind of steps to get there, right? But we want to show you this is where you can go. This is where you can step to. It's possible for you. And it's about putting yourself in the environment where you can have the conversations that are going to give you the clarity of what to do to get this business of yours truly thriving.
That's so true. And, if for any studio owners that are listening that and might have been tuning into our socials or seeing that in Horizon Fountain House and saying that would be impossible for me, I can tell you that every studio owner that was there that we have worked with all started back there, didn't the Chantelle? Like we've worked with so many of their studio owners when they were not profitable, when the student numbers went high, profit, they didn't even know anything about their profit or loss or anything of their financial situation. And then, as you said, seeing them fly business class and just have so much control and choice, it was just mind-blowing.
Yeah. And the whole theme, we took inspiration from Taylor Swift for this retreat. Which
one of the greats.
One of the great business mentors of our time. But, I say that, but I'm actually legitimately, she's
100% she is.
Like strategically, she has built an empire. So all praise to Taylor Swift. And so I decided that the theme of this retreat was going to be eras. Yeah. And, having analysed like Taylor Swift's evolution of her eras, she's kind of had the Reputation era, she's had the kind of, back in the day, the kind of cowboy boots and curls and, all of the different stages she's been through of her career. There has been a conscious shifting, right, of this is who I'm becoming, this is what I'm about, this is what I'm broadcasting, this is the kind of frequency I'm kind of traveling at. And so I wanted this space while we're in Bali to consciously create the intention for the next era of the studio owner's life. Like, what is this stage about? Like this next kind of 3 to 5 years, what are we here to do? How are you going to feel? How do you want to show up? And so the members actually, on the first kind of day, we spent kind of really just getting big giant post notes out, thinking about what's this next era? Like, where are we going? And what are we going to do? And I even invited them to name this era, like Taylor, this is my, 1984 era, or what this is going to be. And we had people come up like, this is my domination era. This is my lush era.
This is my prolific era. We had one of them.
This is my goddess era. Like it was just such a spectrum. It was beautiful.
So
and
beautiful.
They came up with colors. And then what we did was that we shifted gears to this book. So this book is Your Next 5 Moves, Master the Art of Business Strategy by Patrick Bet-David. And what we did is we dipped into bits and I kind of taught them the specific things I wanted them to really work on so that they could walk away with the 5 strategic moves to completely blow this business of theirs to a whole new level. And just you don't get that space in normal life. And it's hard to get that, there's a lot of business conferences out there. Mm-hmm. You don't get the time to kind of like sit in it for a whole day and then like think overnight and then come back, okay, let's go deeper. Tell me more, where we're going to go. Like that's the magic.
You know what the difference is? And you've kind of like nailed it there, Chantelle. We've gone to a lot of like one-day events in the past and, you can bring out a book and a process and it's like, okay, I've got to make a decision now. The members had so much spaciousness that they would like workshop an error or a problem and they thought that was it. And then, you would sit with them or I would sit with them and we'll kind of like work out, okay, how would this actually flow and what would be the biggest problem and work out the resistance and then, and then actually get to the real root of what the real problem or the error they want to enter. So that spaciousness was just everything in thinking and in decision making.
Yeah, and deciding what's not coming with me into the next era. We did a big release ceremony. We did a burning where we got this big urn and then everyone wrote on a piece of paper what's not coming into this next era, what we're done with, what we're leaving at the door so that I can actually create it. And then everyone kind of said what they were releasing and then burnt it. Yeah. So satisfying, right? And it was deeply, deeply big, big moment for everyone.
100%. And we had to honour that. We had to honour that after that moment. They needed space and they needed love and they needed care and it just was able.
So we jumped in the pool and
So what we did to lovingly nurture them is we jumped in the pool and taught an aqua aerobics class.
Something Michelle and I have zero experience in or talent. I may kind of humbly add.
Can I just say this is typical Chantelle and Michelle. Before like a big event or something happens, we go, let's do a dance. Let's do on 30 seconds of a whim notice. And this aqua aerobics class was just the same.
It was fun. It was so much fun. And then it kind of turned into us having like a 2-team relay race with all of the members.
Swimming in the pool. And look, I won't lie. When you say we could do a relay, the inner fire in me just the high school swimming
you
time.
Were a swimming champion in high school. Like you've got skills, hun.
But it was funny because we're divided into 2 teams and my sister, who's an incredibly successful studio owner who was on the trip purely as a client and a member, was allocated to my team. And as soon as I saw that, I said, we're losing. We've lost. We've lost. I can't save you.
Fee did really well. In her defence, she did brilliantly.
She swam 3/4 of the pool. 3/4 of the pool.
She got to the end. I remember. I was on your team. I was on your team. I was actually on your team. But we did not win. But
we did not. No. Jordana's length was just eclipsing all of us. But
she does have an advantage.
She does have an advantage. But what was magic is we had all these little moments. We had the time. We had the spaciousness. We could honour the burning ceremony. And then we came in and lightened it up. And then we were able to reset.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my favourite day was like that last day where I just moved from daybed to daybed into the pool coaching. I was like, okay, bam, 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 connecting dots. Yes, no, going to go do this. Let's do it this way. Bam, bam, bam. Considering strategy for everything. A whole day just like where we were kind of working with the members so they walked out of that retreat like red hot, ready to go. And that's what you want, right? Mm. That's what you want when you're choosing to work with a business mentor. You want to be able to kind of like get the kind of strategy, but then you also want the feedback and you want that kind of connection to be able to make the decisions and feel good and be heard and be seen in like what's actually right for you. Because otherwise you don't get the real results you're seeking.
No. And what was so wonderful is they actually walked away with a tangible plan to make the big changes in their studio. It wasn't like, I'm just going to do a little marketing over here or I'm going to go back and do some pre-planning. No. Some of those changes and those projects that they mapped out when you were coaching them in person are going to significantly shift their businesses over the next couple of years. And we actually had tangible timelines in there as well, Chantelle, for accountability.
That's right. It's all happening, friends. Like it's game time for those members who've just come home. And I thought for those of you kind of wanting to play along at home, I thought I'd share with you one of the little bits from this book that was quite important in what we were considering. So it's called the strategy quadrant, and it's on page 158 if you kind of do end up getting the book. And the whole bit in this strategy quadrant is looking at kind of growth. There's two ways of growing the studio. You can have linear growth, which is kind of like more incremental, onesie, twosie, threesie, foursy, kind of incremental growth, or there's the idea of exponential growth and what is going to get that level of transformation in the business. And we spend a bit of time in this strategy quadrant exploring what needed to be done. Now, the bottom half of the quadrant is the linear half. So this is the kind of more slow but steady growth, right? And stability. But you don't get exponential growth unless you've got your linear growth locked in. So the bottom left-hand corner is like operations. And this is like getting all of your systems dialed in. Now, we're lucky because most of the people who came to Horizon House were graduates of Studio Evolution. So their operations are watertight. They have systems for enrollment. They have systems for retention. They've got systems for team, systems for profitability. They have made those substantial kind of foundations in their business so that the business can really grow and still be strong. So that was kind of taken care of. And for those of you who haven't yet joined us in Evolution, that's step one. Because you can't grow unless you've kind of got a system for marketing. You can't grow unless you've got a system for retention. You can't have all the success unless you've got a system for profit. So come and join us in Evolution and we'll take care of that. The bottom right-hand quadrant is the sales quadrant. And so this is like absolutely dialing in your marketing and your advertising strategy to ensure that you're getting the leads coming into the business. This is like the left-hand quadrant is like building the machine. The right-hand side is feeding the machine. It's putting gas in the tank, getting the petrol that kind of is going to fuel the growth. Unless you've got your systems for advertising really consistent, we can turn on ads, we can kind of get enrollments converted quite easily. That's not going to make the business grow. So we want to make sure that is really secure in our vehicle for that. But I want to talk to you about kind of above the line. So those two things are kind of essential. And that's really the foundation of what we deliver in Studio Evolution. That's why our clients are kind of traveling internationally with us every year and also we only have, I think, one spot left for next year.
We are 2 days, we were almost sold out.
Yeah, it's over 12 months away and we've got one spot. So please, if you're wanting to join us at Horizon House, pop us an email, quick, smart, friends, because it will be disappearing very soon. So bottom half is kind of what we do in Evolution. So a lot of our grads have achieved that level of stability. So I want to talk to you about kind of like what's on the other side here, right? And the top two quadrants, which is this idea of exponential growth. So you've got now your business stable. And for many of you, that's where you want to go. Like you just want to have a really stable, successful business. But I want to paint the picture of the other side. So the top left-hand quadrant is the next innovative campaign. And we spent a whole morning masterminding together what the next innovative campaign is for the business. And an example is Amazon, right? So Amazon, as you know, is a book, so kind of a marketplace. And what they decided to do was that they introduced Amazon Prime, which was this whole like membership annual like fee of $79 or $110, whatever it is. And for that, you get free priority shipping and things like that. So even the revenue from that decision has generated billions and billions of dollars for the company, but it's also increased the frequency of purchasing because it makes sense, right? You're going to kind of stick with the provider that gives you the deals. So the cool thing about this next innovative campaign is it's considering what could we do that would make the studio so it would just be inherent. Yep, no brainer.
Yep.
That's the one to go through. So each of our members has really considered what would be the game-changing move that if we got that locked in, magic would happen.
And that's where they're at. And that's, you know, a lot of studio owners cannot think above the line unless they've got the core right. And we're coming up into elegant ease of our Studio Evolution program, and it is, you get all that dialed in 4 months.
It's remarkable. So when we're sitting above the line, we're in this exponential growth. Like, what can we do that's going to really move the needle on the growth of the business? We've got this next innovative campaign. What are we going to do that's going to transform people's relationship with enrolling in the studio? And on the other side is leadership development. So on the exponential side, but on the top right, is leadership development. And this is looking at your team. Now, we had a lot of studio owners at Horizon House really sitting in this space.
Yeah.
Studio owners who are working, still very much in the business, but holding a lot of responsibility. And the idea of transitioning and letting people in the business really start to drive the results of the studio and what needs to happen in order to make that occur, right? It was cool to watch, Michelle.
And it was fascinating because a lot of them thought they had a growth issue. And, but when we actually followed and dialed in on that leadership quadrant, it was like, oh, this can change everything.
You can kind of see like the focus was on the growth, but actually like, no, it's because you're holding it. You need to bring more people in so that we can see the growth. And, we had a lot of conversations about opening second locations. We had a lot of conversations around kind of how we're going to kind of expand more into the community to have more outreach, more awareness, more visibility, and how you don't have to do it all, right?
You don't have to wear all the hats.
No. In fact, it's better if you don't.
Yeah.
Is the truth. So these are the 4 quadrants that you might like to just play with, this idea of A, bottom left, operations, like how am I tightening up retention, profitability, the systems for communication, marketing, right? Bottom right is sales. How can I get my enrollment machine absolutely dialed in? And that's what's going to give you progressive growth. That's what's going to make you sleep really well at night. You can have a fantastic business just kind of stepping in there, right? Mm-hmm. You can come to Horizon House with us if you kind of get those 2 dialed in. Above the line, exponential growth. How we are creating a next innovative campaign. I'm talking industry changing. I'm talking so innovative and being really stepping into your potential of who you can be and what this business is capable of achieving. We've got studio owners creating festivals. We've got studio owners creating partnerships internationally. We've got, we've got like licensing models for curriculums. We've got so many things happening that is just game changing in terms of the positioning of the studio. And then the last bit is this leadership piece, your leadership development of seeing how you could actually step into the position of not doing it all yourself, but actually leading this team of people who are like, let's go, we got this. And that's a turning point in what's possible for your business to achieve, when it's not just what you can get done in 24 hours in a day, but what this collection of people who believe in your mission, who are there to support you, and like what they're really on board to help support you accomplish.
So true. And above that line, you see a lot of freedom, a lot of choice, doing things that, you invest time into doing things that you love and that you choose to do. So
like
special.
Like coming on holiday and singing Celine Dion in the pool under the moonlight? Or is that just me?
Or learning an aqua aerobics class from 2 unqualified women.
We highly recommend it.
So looking back on that transformational week, Chantelle, what was like your core memory? I know we had a lot. I know I kept on saying to you probably about 4 or 5 times a day, core memory, core memory, core memory.
Like, it's kind of, I've got 2. Can I have 2?
Okay. Yep. Go for it.
The first was like, I actually loved us all coming together for breakfast every day, the meals, and like just all sharing and passing around plates. Oh, have you had some kind of, chicken satay? Kind of like, do you want some more nasi goreng? Yes, please. Like all of those, just the sharing and the conversations and the joy of just being together and seeing the kind of, sometimes it's like the informal conversations where the magic really occurs and you kind of see things come together. And I love that. It's like the kind of the progression of it. So that's the kind of my first core memory was I actually took a video one day of just like watching everyone pass the food.
Oh, I saw you.
Each other. So happy, baby, so happy. But the other one was we went to, and again, I have to thank Nick for this. We went to a incredible sacred water purification ceremony in this middle of this rainforest with all of these waterfalls. And we had this spiritual guide kind of come with us and it was like a cleansing release thing. And there was lots of incense, probably more incense than we
was needed.
But it was this incredible process where we were guided to move through and kind of reflect on what we wanted to let go of, what we wanted to invite into our life. And it was about a 2-hour process, right?
It was. So immersive. Yeah.
And at one stage he had us all under a waterfall, kind of hands on this rock of this waterfall and screaming out like, "Rah!" like a full release. And we did it together, right?
And we only have been together 18 hours. Can I be very clear? This group of people just came together and we've been together for 18 hours. And to see, like we were right in there and being under that waterfall, we were just so all instantly bonded.
Nothing bonds a group like a collective rage release. Like, I'm sure that was on the promotional brochure, right? But
true.
it was powerful, and we all left it kind of like just buzzing with like newness and freshness. So we did things like that, which just so symbolic. We did a ceremony under the full moon the last evening with like a candlelit moonlit ceremony, kind of where we each spoke. In that little basket there contains the intentions for the eras of each of the members who came to Horizon House, and I'm holding it for the next 3 years as a little time capsule that we can kind of swing back to. And hearing everyone speak before the group of like what they're committing to, it was just so powerful, so raw, so real, and already kind of proving to be pretty transformational. So they're mine. What were yours?
Oh, I think I've got 2 as well. Okay. Look, I would have to say there was a moment at Bumbawinda when I kind of I think I was just sitting in a floating pod, just by myself over some water. And I saw, some of the group of the studio owners literally going, is this real? Am I dreaming? Because they never would ever take the time to do anything like that and so immersive for themselves. We had some who literally were just having a nap because they run non-stop. And then we had, some who were just connecting and talking because they long for that connection, because it can be such an isolating role working as a studio owner. So it was just such a special, you could just see the joy and light in everyone's eyes. And then my other memory would have to be kind of similar to your little moments, Chantelle. Walking out onto the grounds of the villa and seeing members on a daybed, and then just like strategizing and just getting like the big work done. Or you'd see another group chatting, and then literally before our eyes, they were like, oh my gosh, that's it. I've got it. It's locked in. And just having those conversations with us and other studio owners, it was really magic. Like not little, big obstacles and hurdles that, we've been hearing them talk about in our program, like things that they've just been, touching on, they were breaking through when they were with the other studio owners on a daybed, in the pool, in the spa. It was just those moments where it was just so special.
It's magic. It's magic. We laughed so much.
So much laughter.
We ate so much nasi goreng.
We ate so much.
Shocking. Like literally breakfast, lunch and dinner for 6 days straight, friends. Like Michelle and I.
Well, we've lost 2 kilos since coming back because we're not eating so much food.
Just for reducing nasi goreng consumption. It's so good. And like for those of you who aspire to kind of come with us on Horizon House one day, like we cannot wait. That would be such a joy to have this experience with you. And where you start is down that bottom left quadrant. Operations, getting that business of yours so watertight, getting it just like this fine-tuned machine that delivers the beautiful, intentional experience you want. And if you would like to work with us to kind of get this established, we've got something really, really game-changing to announce today in terms of our signature program, Studio Evolution. Now, this is a 2-year program, and it is radical in its approach to how it gets results in your business. So we work and we get all of these projects established. We get all of these systems built in your studio with you, alongside you. But we actually want to kind of put our money where our mouth is. And we're right now going to be announcing that we are starting a 100% money back guarantee for the end of your first year. So if you come into Studio Evolution, you start doing what we tell you to do. We start kind of working with you on getting these systems built. We get the profit system built in. We're going to get the advertising system built in. We're going to get your re-enrollment retention system dialed in. We're going to get your communication with your team system dialed. We're going to get all of those like turning little dials, right? We're going to get them all cleaned up. For the end of the 12 months, you've done the projects that we've invited you to do and you haven't seen results, we're going to refund your money. We know the power and the transformation of this program, and we want to make it such a no-brainer for you to like, this is where I need to go, that we want to kind of give you the confidence that we know this is going to get the results in your business. So we would love to invite you to come and join us in Studio Evolution. All you got to do is go to studioevolution.com/begin, and you can come and join us knowing that you've got a full money back guarantee, because we know what we're here to do and we know exactly how to get the results in your business that you're looking for.
And the results are radical, Chantelle. And who can say no to a money back guarantee?
That's right. It's like nasi goreng.
Nasi goreng me.
That's so good. Well, friends, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to kind of check out this book, just knocked my headphones. It's a really good read, and it's kind of got a lot of elements that we delved into at the retreat. So check out Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David, and go to studioevolution.com/begin to start getting this transformation happening in your journey, so that maybe in a few years we'll be on a daybed or doing aqua aerobics in a pool, still probably unqualified to teach it, but we'll be giving you a red hot crack nonetheless. You can be sure of that.
We will. Thanks, friends, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Love what you hear? Make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and leave us a review. Interested in working with us and want to find out more about how we can help you? Head to studioevolution.com/start.